Audiobook Academy. Book Summary. The Chairs. By Eugene Ionesco. When Eugene Ionesco's play The Chairs was first shown in Paris in 1952, it was hailed as one of the most important works of the avant-garde movement. The play's style and premise are based on the author's debut play, The Bold Soprano, as well as his subsequent works. A simple plot with a bland climax may appear silly at first glance, yet a closer examination of the book reveals a wealth of messages and morals that lie beneath the surface. Loneliness, alienation, and the futility of communication dominate the author's thoughts. People, God, and even the authorities are all distanced from his characters. They are isolated from the rest of the world and their existence is pointless. The climax appears to be the farthest flung from reality. They attempt to commit suicide by jumping from a high building, and not even a voiceless speaker's message of salvation for humanity could save them. An old woman and an old man are the play's main protagonists. We'll learn more about them through their descriptions and nicknames. In a tower on a barren island, they are cut off from the rest of the world. The elderly guy is 95 and the elderly woman is 94 years old. However, despite their useless and tedious chats, they reveal a great deal about their lives by revealing their hardships. They lived a life full of heartbreaks and setbacks, and they squandered many chances to achieve the success they desired. In this final moment of their existence, they look back and regret every decision they've made. Their world is turned upside down all of a sudden. This is the time for Old Man to bring certain people to the island and share some information that could have a profound impact on humanity. They hear a boat approaching as they set up the chairs. Old Man and woman are the only ones who can see the unseen guests. Guests are treated as though they were genuine people who may be seen by anyone. In fact, they engage them in conversation, escort them to their seats, and provide them with refreshments. Both the newlyweds and the guests had no idea that they are serving air and that the entire event was going place entirely inside their heads. The chairs are brought onto the stage by the departing guests. There is still no one in the scene save for Belle, her husband, Lady, the Colonel, and other guests. Even though there aren't any people around, the seats keep piling up. The couple continues to place chairs around the image until it is completely covered. The duo was soon engulfed by a sea of the undetectable. As they searched for one another, they yelled from different parts of the scene. They begin to converse with the guests on a variety of topics at the end. Then comes the imagined emperor. Old Man longs to see the emperor but is unable to do so due to an unseen crowd. Elderly men yell, "Long live Emperor!" and then jump to their deaths into the ocean. The orator stands stationary on the stage when he or she arrives. In contrast to the phantom guests, he is dressed as if he were a genuine person. He has a mission to tell the invisible visitors how to save humankind, and he's doing it. Because of his responsibilities, the old couple's existence is no longer necessary. As the inaudible scene patiently awaits orator's utterance, the latter is shocked to discover that he lacks the ability to speak. The author made a point of emphasizing the orator's ridiculousness even further. Orator scribbled some random words on the board before turning to face the crowd. When he realized that no one could understand what he was saying, he stormed off the stage. Chairs are on stage, the window is open and a couple has died. The audience is eerily quiet. After the orator's departure, a sense of emptiness pervades. Things have settled down. There are voices heard all of a sudden, but no one is there. He intended to leave an imprint on the audience and etch the final moment into their minds. The show comes to an end. Old Man is the protagonist and solely known by his moniker. He is 95 years old and has spent his entire life on a remote island with his wife. His dissatisfaction stems from the fact that he has accomplished nothing in his life. He has no purpose in life. He worked tirelessly, yet he was never able to achieve the success he desired. When he decides to entertain phantom guests in order to communicate his thoughts using orator, his life takes a dramatic turn. Old Woman is a 94-year-old unnamed woman who lives a pointless life on a barren island with her husband Old Man. She appears to be both the old man's servant and his mother at various points in time. He lends a helping hand to his wife's spouse in putting out the chairs. Occasionally, she was even more enthusiastic than he was about the subject matter. Orator was the only actual character in the play, aside from the couple, and he was hidden amid the invisible audience. Originally assigned to deliver the good news of human salvation to the visitors who could not see or hear him, he is a middle-aged guy who has lost the ability to speak. Eugene Ionesco was born on November 26, 1909 in Romania. Until 1922, he lived in France before returning to Romania in 1911. In order for him to attend university in Bucharest, He had to relearn the Romanian language because he had spent most of his childhood in France. After graduating from high school in 1928, he enrolled in a French literature course and graduated in 1933. When he married in 1936, he had a child. Several of his children's books were inspired by her. He returned to France in 1938, where he lived for a long period before obtaining French citizenship in 1950. He primarily wrote in French, but he was recognized as a Romanian writer when he was honored for his work. Elegies for Little Beings, a collection of his poems, marked his literary debut. The bold soprano made him a leading figure in the avant-garde, and he started composing plays by chance. The Lessons, Victims of Duty, Rhinoceros, and The King Exists are among his other works. He passed away on March 28, 1994, at the age of 84, in Paris, where he was also interred, in an unmarked grave. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.